Go! Actual scores.
I think it was Deloraine 19 and Scottsdale 24. Deloraine 19, Scottsdale 24. I'm pretty sure.
Opening night, I'll stick to Vera, mid and full strength. So I'll hopefully
Good afternoon and welcome to a cloudy, drizzly Deloraine Oval for what promises to be an interesting game in the NTFA Women's Premier Division. The top-ranked, ladder-leading Deloraine Kangaroos playing at home, obviously, against a very, very solid Scottsdale Magpies outfit. Rob Soward joining you here today at the Country Oval at Deloraine. It's great to be here, and not only that, what a bonus for you today. I've got Dave Moore and Dave Gruber with me. Good afternoon, Dave Moore.
We're here for the long run, Rob. We're here for the day, and we're loving it. The sun is starting to just peek through the clouds, even though there's a bit of drizzle. I'll tell you, it's great not being host for once. It's good being introduced. I'm loving it.
Fantastic, and thanks for giving up your time,
worries,
Dave. And Dave Gruber, the stats man. Welcome, Dave.
Yeah, g'day. Yeah, we drove down in the pelting rain, but here we are, and the sun's trying to peek out, so hopefully a great game for us.
Yeah, we hope so. And just a quick review for last week for our listeners. Top of the ladder, Deloraine, massive surprise, held scoreless by third place South Launceston, score 40-0. And I know, Dave Moore, we were talking off air about whether Deloraine had players, about the best way to find information out of football ground is the canteen.
Okay.
And they did have players
they must
out.
have done, yeah.
So still a surprise, obviously, to go down
most
by
of those injuries or unavailables?
Unavailabilities.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So that may have explained it, but South Launceston certainly surging in what they've been doing in the AFLW. And I was at Windsor Park last week for the Scottsdale game, down by a point in a nail-biter to second place Launceston. A game, Dave, that was played between the half-back lines, but a hard physical encounter.
Just an aside to that, Rob, it was the first game to be played on the new surface at Windsor. How was it?
It was absolutely fantastic, like carpet. Yep. It was just a beautiful job that's been very well done in that case by the West Homer Council and Baker Contracting, who've done a lot of the ovals across the north, but a thrilling game there. So as we come into this one, Scottsdale, the Ledger Square, 3 wins, 3 losses. Deloraine, 4 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. So the draw was to Launceston, actually, the week before last. So it promises to be a good clash. I thought Scottsdale were probably unlucky, Dave, to walk away with a loss in that one. They had their chances in those last couple of minutes but couldn't quite convert.
That's great, Rob, because a lot of the tension is on the men's side for these two clubs, but the two women's teams for Scottsdale and Deloraine have been really competitive and right up there in the NTFA Premier League women. Yeah,
they have, and I know, picking up that thread, Dave, we get a few commentators online from time to time with a bit to say about the nature of football, but the women's competition was very even. We saw North Launceston with their first win the other night, so you could throw a blanket over the first 4 sides in this competition, nothing in them at all. And the players we'll look to today, key players for Scottsdale, Sophie Harrison, one of their defenders, Deanne Krushka, who I thought was best on ground last week through the middle, and Georgie Hogarth, Tyesha Hines up forward. Whereas Deloraine, there's some familiar names there from their premiership winning side in the lower division last year. Georgie Bauman, Alex Whitehead, Lauren Stevenson and Hannah Mitchell-Grimer. Dave, I'm sure you're familiar with all of them, and certainly bring some talent to this Kangaroos outfit.
Well, I think in the wet conditions, Rob, it's sort of early goals are going to be crucial, isn't it? While the ball's a little bit drier, while the ground's got a little bit of firmness in it, you want to get those goals on the board early.
Absolutely. And we saw in the preceding game, I didn't quite catch the final score, but
I got it for you.
You have, fantastic. Well, you might share it with us.
Scottsdale 3-6-24, Deloraine 2-7-19. A really close finish. And congratulations, Deloraine Mitchell Kenny, 300 games for that.
That's fantastic. Well, all is in readiness and we're underway here. We're staring through the sunshine, the lights. It's got a bit of everything here at Deloraine. Rucks go up. Mitchell Grimer comes away with it. South are going to have first look at it inside 50. Ball just sort of stopped. Yes, Deloraine, I should say, not South. Ball just stopped there on the 50. As Dave Moore said, it's going to be the first score. First getting hold of it early there is Krushka, and she's won herself a free kick, I think.
Doesn't seem to be too much water laying on top. I mean, we've been so dry here in Northern Tassie. Even 30 mils of rain is really not totally soaked in. So there's still a little bit of bounce in the turf.
Yeah, and that's probably important here. We know we're located pretty close to the river. This often gets inundated here.
Unfortunately,
So hopefully things do start to dry out. That's a strong mark taken there on this occasion by Irwin. She was really good last week. Irwin drives it inside 50, goes long. Deloraine Roos have got the numbers around the footy, bobbling around. Opportunity here. A mark taken in the pocket. Oh, I thought she played on, and she did. I don't know why. She's found a spare player. All she's got to do is pick it up. And she's kicked it the wrong side of the post, has Ellen Simmons. Well, Dave Moore, all happening there.
Yeah, I really like the mark of Georgie Hogarth, number 1 there. And the wet ball was a really strong overhead mark. Yeah, just an opportunity lost there, unfortunately, for the Magpies.
Yeah, Hogarth was really, really good last week, Dave. Really, really good. Athletic, tall forward. But on that occasion, I reckon there's a couple of them wouldn't mind their time again. That's a long kick out of defence there by the Roos. Bobbling around Krushka. Tackled without it, I thought. Umpire said play on. She's such an important player to them, Deanne Krushka, Dave. Have a look. Just strong inside midfielder. Works really hard.
Experienced.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Doesn't mind a bit of physical stuff either, as you saw there. Grimer. First hand on it. The Deloraine superstar. Quick kick forward there outside 50. They're trying to clear the area of the Roos. They'll have an opportunity. They've got runners here. Misses the target. Goes inboard. Bobbles around in front of Rainbow. Can't pick it up. Bodies get around her. I think this player dropped the ball there. Umpire still said play on. Now they're going to claim that one as a ball up.
I had one job, Rob. I had it all set up to stopwatch on my computer because we can't see the scoreboard, and I forgot. So that's all right.
No, that's all right, Dave. It's 18 minutes. 18 minutes in there. I got caught last week. I was thinking it was 20 for the first one. First quarter got me. Free kick on this occasion there. Deloraine. Play on's a call. I'm just looking there. Player 23 not on my team sheet, so might have to check that one out at half time. Always a commentator's night when they do that. Lehman bangs it forward for the Roos. Drops a mark. Toes it forward. Scottsdale got the numbers there to clean it up. Umpire's picked a free kick out, and that's going to be taken there by Alex Hall, co-captain.
We might get our bounty rider for the men's game. You might get us onto that number 23. A few contacts down below.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tony. Always kills the commentators when that happens and there's a late number change. I'll share a story later with you. Magpies have got the ball in the centre of the ground. Got the numbers around the footy. Just got to pick it up. That's going to be difficult on this. It's almost a bit too. It's just slippery. That's the word I'm looking for. Towed off the ground there by the Roos, trying to clear it. Mason in leading there for the Pies. Comes out. Roos come away with it. Nicely done on that occasion there by Alex Whitehead, the captain. Roos pick it up through Hall. Opportunity here. They've got the numbers around the footy. Beautiful spoil on that occasion. I think that was Baxter. Got the fist in just at the right time to spoil that one. Looked like a certain mark, Mitchell Grimer. It's going to be a really important battle for them today, Mitchell Grimer and Joseph. Thanks very much, Laureen Stevenson. Thank you, Tony.
It's a jumper change, actually, Rob.
That's fantastic. Great pickup. Thanks, Tony. World champion boundary rider doing it all today, tracking down the forensic stuff for us. I called a soccer game recently down at Windsor Park, gentlemen, where we had 6 players in different numbers than on the team sheet.
The commentator's nightmare.
Killed me. Anyway, Deloraine move it out quickly. Whitehead picks it up. Had more time, didn't have as much time as she thought. Holding the ball. Great tackle, looks like Krushka. She's everywhere. As I said, inspirational game last week. Couldn't quite carry the Magpies over the line. Looks to move it on quickly. Got a player there on the lead, and that's a really, really nice mark. Taken on this occasion by Michaela Binns. Binns wasting no time at all. Umpire hadn't even stepped back there. She's moved it on quickly. Scottsdale player tackled. Umpire says holding the ball. Well, a couple of costly decisions there, Dave, inside that 450 for Scottsdale.
Michaela Binns was a champion in the old TSLW days with Launceston. Premiership player, I believe.
Yeah, highly credentialed. Krushka's going to go herself. Heads for home! Offline, one behind. Bit wasteful early here, Scottsdale, Dave.
Yeah, Gribbs, I think the inside 50s might reflect a bit of dominance there.
Yeah, they've had it in 3 times, Scottsdale, for 3 behinds.
That's 3 behinds to 0. The score, Rob. We can't see the scoreboard from here, so Gribbs is onto it.
It's it could be costly, particularly in light of the fact that 2 of them, anyway, have made bad choices, playing on very quickly when they didn't need to. Umpire's found a free kick there. I think that was high. Free kick there to Scottsdale, and that's going to be taken by Liana Jeremy. Jeremy pumps it in. Oh, Mitchell Grimer up early. Whitehead looking to clear the area, sends it back from whence it came. Got a player, hopefully it sits for it. Looks like Lehman. She's been busy early. Kiana Lehman. Ball on that far wing position. Scottsdale player leading the race for the ball. Hall tackles her opponent there in Sess Cameron on this occasion. Early stages here. Scottsdale 3 behinds. Deloraine 0. Rob Sauer, Dave Moore, Dave Gruber bringing you the action. All inside the 50 again. Dave Gruber's been busy on the forward 50s there. Another one to the Magpies.
5 inside 50s to 1 now.
Just the day's brightening up, Rob. It's making the spirits lift.
We hope it does. We hope it does. It was a bit of rain overnight, and Dave, you would know as our resident meteorologist, I think over 30 mil at Deloraine.
32 at Deloraine, Rob. Yep.
So got a bit more than we did in Launceston. I think it was about 10.
50 up the lakes where you go fishing.
Fantastic. The spawning streams will be thanking you. Jeremy sends it inside 50. Well, beautiful mark there. That was Karina Baxter. Right place, right time.
Yeah, I don't know whether there's a wind advantage here, Rob, but they're doing pretty well at the moment, Scottsdale. As Baxter kicks it out of defence. Contested footy just outside 50. Picked up there nicely by Rebecca Dornoff. Can't escape. Out it comes, another kick forward in towards the centre square. One grab, couldn't get the second. Good tackle laid. Gee, that was good strength there from Deloraine, from Sess Cameron. She kicks, first real attacking threat here. Chance here, Phoebe Barnett. She's got it, wheels around. Gets it to a teammate. Can't quite get the shot on goal. Slippery conditions. Taken there by Phoebe Barnett. To the goal square, chance here for the Kangaroos. Can anyone pick it up? Scottsdale with numbers. Off the ground. That'll be the first score for Deloraine off the boot there of Estia Chilcott. Got another number for you, Rob. Not Rob. Tony. Number 16 for Deloraine I've spotted. So it's another one we might get you to check on.
Okay. Pies bring it back in. It's a long kick. It's looking around. I'll pick that wind thread up in a minute that Dave's suggested. This end does look to be the scoring end. There doesn't appear to be any wind, but you never know until you're out there.
It's often a northerly here, which favours the opposite end of which we're calling the game from, but can swirl around a bit.
Yeah, certainly does look like it's favouring this end, but Tony might give us an update on that later. Krushka on the half-back flank has a run through the wing position. Beautifully done. Nice long kick. Gives a forward a first look at it, but dropping back beautifully there was
Lauren Stevenson.
Lauren Stevenson.
Can't read my writing, Rob.
To check that. I say that's teacher's writing, Dave.
I'll write it out nice more neatly. Here we go.
Mark taking there. That was Phoebe Barnett. We've called her a few times early. She's been busy. Jeremy, ball goes over her head. Bobbing around, Krushka caught. Comes out, Hall. Bobs, weaves, goes back on her preferred right foot, kicks back to a contest. Krushka, by hand, back through the middle. Scottsdale trying to build. Deloraine got the numbers around the footy though. should come away with it. Whitehead tackled, upended, gets it away though. Krushka picks a pocket. She does that so beautifully, does Krushka. Heads inside 50. Bit too long though. And she's picked out the Deloraine defender.
Another one we need to find out.
Yep, another jumper change. Stevenson. Nice little measured left foot kick there. Pick Baxter out. Got off to a flyer in the competition this year, Deloraine, but last 2 weeks for them, a draw and a substantial loss. They'll be looking to get back in the winners' circle today. Mitchell Grimer, ball doesn't quite sit for her. Clever enough to get a tap on there though. Baxter again in and under, where you'd expect to find her.
7 minutes to go.
Just in front of Mather.
That's Groups.
Good spot. Dave Gruber is in fact in the best position here.
Yep.
To be able to see the scoreboard.
Possibly the only position.
No, we're very fortunate. Thank you, Anthony Clayton and the Deloraine Footy Club. They've got us in a lovely spot here today. Sun's working its way through the clouds, Dave.
Yep. So up towards half forward, little handball over the top. Chance here for the Magpies. Gee, I like that nice bump there. The two players hit on each other. A dive in now. It'll be a ball up or about 40 metres out from the Magpies goal. Out inside 50s for the Magpies Groups.
8 now to Deloraine's 3.
Okay, hit outs are pretty even, I notice, as Whitehead gets it back to a teammate. Left foot kick to space. Well trapped there by the Magpies. Releases the handball. Picking it up there is Karina Baxter. We've called her a few times, Rob.
Yeah, she's been busy.
Kicks up the wing. Mark dropped there by Estia Chilcott. They dive in. And we get another stoppage.
Tony looks like he's got the Sherlock Holmes on. Look at him. He's strolling back there. He's going to have some answers on these numbers. Yeah, my word.
He's not going to like it when I give him another one to go and find out. But anyway.
Yeah, he's working up the steps on the Fitbit, that's for sure. Great job, our boundary rider, Tony.
I can't even remember what number I asked him to get now. He'll have to tell us.
24, I think it was. We had all sorts of stuff coming out of the different at the team sheet.
It's on the wing. Tackle late. Don't forget later on, Rob, we've got the men's game coming up. Scottsdale and Deloraine. You can watch that on the AFL Taz stream on YouTube or on City Park Radio.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Certainly a real buzz here today, despite the gloomy conditions. Lots of Scottsdale and Deloraine folks here today watching this one. Nice mark taken there across half back for the Magpies. They've certainly dominated possession. That kick sort of off the side of the boot, bobbling around there. Sits there for Taylor Smith. She's quickly run down. The umpire will say that's mine. Ball up on the wing position. 3 behinds to 1. As we're travelling to the back end of this first quarter at Deloraine. Rob Sauer, Dave Moore, Dave Gruber and Tony Webb with you here at the Deloraine Oval. Terrific to be here today, and we always get excited when we get to go out and about to the country grounds. And it's our first time here, Dave.
Yeah, it's first time for City Park Radio. It's our 13th ground today that we're going to cover footy on.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Tony, for your forensic work at ground level, tracking down those changed numbers for us.
From the boundary throw-in, umpire doing a good job coming well in. Keep away from the boundary line. Off the ground, close to the boundary line once again. Behind a little light pole there, so I'm guessing a bit, but Deloraine have kicked the ball forward. Off hands. Chance there for number 24, Tennille Bloomfield. It's number change, thanks Tony. In the centre. Pretty important contest here. Team that wins it can launch a forward attack here, but it's going to be another stoppage. Groups, can you see the clock again? How long have we got to go?
We've got 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter.
Okay, no goals as yet. Low scoring in these conditions. Up go the Rucks. One nicely out there by Bridie Kate Mather. Oh, gee, nice there. I think it's Krushka again, is it, Rob?
Yep, Krushka.
Did pretty well. Gets it forward there to Alani Nichols. Picks it up well. Gee, closed down the space there was Karina Baxter. Now they escape the Kangaroos. Up towards half forward. Out comes Whitehead. Can't quite get to the contest. Players overrun it. Handball to a bit of space. Off the ground smart there from Phoebe Barnett. Go back into that, could almost be diving in and the legs taken, but no, says the umpire. And we'll get another ball up. Score is 3 behinds to Scottsdale, 1 behind to Deloraine.
You sort of think that in the scheme of things, those couple of early opportunities Scottsdale had might come back to haunt them where, you know, to be fair, they probably wasted the opportunities and might find it comes to back to haunt them. Ball's inside Deloraine's 50. Scottsdale working desperately to clear it. Just belted out of there. Deloraine player set up behind the footy as you'd expect. That's Rory Williams. Pumps it inside 50 off the left. Kicked it straight to a Scottsdale player. Ball smothered. Ruse working hard to keep it in there. Jeremy just goes towards the boundary line. Overrun there on that occasion by Binns. Boundary line will win out, I think. I did hear a whistle. The Deloraine player doing the look Halley's Comet sort of routine to play on, but the umpire's not having any of that. That was Stevenson.
Rory Williams caught one in the breadbasket there with the footy, but she's up and about again.
Not nice being winded, that's for sure. So boundary throw in the shadows of quarter time. Krushka runs in arc, ball smothered. Just nice and close as you'd expect. Lots of contests, lots of ball ups.
Krushka's dominated this quarter. I reckon she's had at least 10 possessions.
Yeah, she just looks a head and shoulders above at times with her ability to change direction once she's won the footy. Well, Magpie player drops the ball there. Real hot potato. Mitchell Grimer providing the pressure there for Deloraine. Ball spills. Umpire's found a free kick. Just waiting for which way he's signalling. That'll be a Deloraine ball, and that's going to be Hannah Mitchell Grimer. Tries to find a target. Deloraine player there leads in the race. A Scottsdale player, I should say, gets that out of there. Team defence. Scottsdale player caught without it. Umpire says play on. Belted out of there now back towards the middle of the ground. All Deloraine got the numbers. Whitehead ready for it when it comes out. Goes past her. Real rolling maul stuff there. Certainly can't question the physical capability, Dave, of them wanting to mix it up a bit there.
No, I'm loving it. It's sort of got on a wet weather footy now as the ball gets more slippery. Up we go. Unopposed there. Quick kick away there by Lauren Stevenson. Doesn't go very far. Oh, gee. Scottsdale player Lester there just pushed away through the contest, but I think the umpire's picked it up. Oh, no, it's going the other way.
That was like something out of the wrestling, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was
side push. Fair enough. Kick towards the centre of Deloraine Oval. Good mark. Kick now towards half forward. Chance here for Hogarth in a 1-on-1. Over the back, Samantha Timperon. Siren sounds just as Scottsdale maybe have had a chance there to score the first goal of the game, but it is quarter time. And at quarter time, it's Scottsdale 3 behinds, Deloraine 1 behind. Groups is just adding up his stats. Before we go for a short break, we'll get his information. Go Groups.
Hit-outs to quarter time, Deloraine 12 to Scottsdale 7. Clearances, Deloraine 9 to Scottsdale 6. Inside 50, Scottsdale had it in 9 times to Deloraine's 5. Marks inside 51 taken by Scottsdale. Intercept marks, Deloraine 3, Scottsdale 2, and free kicks. Scottsdale have 6 and Deloraine got 4.
Scottsdale looked a better side, Rob, but they didn't make most of their opportunities.
No, and I reckon that's what the coach was talking about at quarter time. Tony Webb's going to just do a little ground check for us, but those first 2 opportunities, Dave, that Scottsdale had, I mean, again, it's easy for us, we're up here in the commentary box, but they were bread and butter, really. Yep. Wrong option from a mark, a beautiful mark taken by Hogarth, and then we saw the second one where the player just played on before the umpire had even moved back, and ball ended up going through for a behind. We'll take a short break here at Deloraine while the players are out on the ground. 3 behinds to 1, Scottsdale's favour. We'll be back with you shortly. Welcome back to Deloraine. Rob Soward, Dave Moore, Dave Gruber and Tony Webb. I tell you what, our older listeners might remember back in the cricket days, Tony Gregg in his pitch reports. Well, we've had Tony Webb in his ground reports. Tony's walked the ground at quarter time and just reported back to us patches of water laying around, which is interesting given the rainfall, Dave, we had here overnight.
Yeah, so I think if we had another 30 mils on top of that, it would get really heavy. But because of that dry autumn that we've had, it's just had that little bit of capacity to take the water so far.
And you can see on the stream, obviously, there's a few muddier patches than others, but Tony was just highlighting that the side of the ground that you can see the runners, the Scottsdale runners, just coming off with there now. Not too bad at all. So the sun is doing its best to get out here. We've got a bit of sun peeping through. The lights have gone off.
Radar looks good, Rob, I think.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll steady things down a little bit and we have a nice rain-free afternoon. But just as we're getting ready to start the second term, we talked just at the end of the first quarter, Dave, about Scottsdale's wasted opportunities. Hopefully don't come back to haunt them.
Yep, absolutely. One really good chance there from the goal square. Not easy to kick it off the ground there in these sort of conditions, but that was probably one they would have liked to have snared because, you commentated a game last week, one goal each, so we can see when we get evenly matched teams, it doesn't take many goals. So they're going to be like gold today.
Yeah, they are. So we'll see what the second term holds. Umpire's got the ball aloft. Ruck's about to do battle, and we're underway again. That's a really nice tap on that occasion there. Scottsdale's way, Mitchell Grimer. We know he's such a dominant ruckman for Deloraine, so to be able to nullify her is important. Scottsdale get first use. Powerful tackle there by Michaela Lester. Umpire says that's mine. Going to ball that one up. Just out of the centre there for Deloraine on their attacking side of the ground. All spinning around there. Lots of almost a one-handed hand pass. Pies get it out. Hall leading the race. Toes it off the ground. Good wet weather footy tactic there from the coast skipper, Alex Hall. Deloraine player tackled there. Umpire says that's holding the ball. It was a really nice tackle there from Georgie Hogarth. Important forward for Scottsdale. She's kicked that straight to a Deloraine player. Hall, front and centre. Tries to get it away. Wrestling there, that was Bridie Kate Mather, the Scottsdale ruck. British Lions would be proud of this, Dave, wouldn't
Absolutely.
they? The bodies around the ball.
Is it an opportunity?
It's a trick with wet weather footy. Bridie Kate Mather again. Lots of numbers around it. Just can't get it out to space. Flicked out on this occasion. That's Mason. Forward entry there again for the Pies. Irwin. Strong physical presence up there.
I reckon the message at quarter time would have been, let's just get it forward. When you get opportunity and you've got the footy, kick it your way. I know it's an old-fashioned tactic, but today of all days, I think that's the one thing that the both teams should consider. Just get territory.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the back of Tony Webb's ground report, I mean, where there are patches of water and a bit of mud, it's just really, really important just to keep that ball moving forward.
So it's going to be a boundary throw-in. Just inside 50 for Scottsdale. So in the ruck there is Rebecca Irwin. She might take the footy here as the boundary throw-in goes a bit of extra distance. Nicely done there by number 23, Lauren Stevenson. Gets it forward. Overrunning it there is Lester. Through the hands. Stacks on again. Footy comes out. Good handball, but the player she gave it to was under pressure. Trying to work free there was Lester. She's been pretty good today. Clearing it out there is Renee Bro. Bro kicks towards half forward. Off the ground, getting some distance, trying to get some separation. Picking it up now is Cess Cameron. Now Scottsdale an opportunity. I reckon that's going to be holding. Yes, it is. And it's going to come back to number 7, Isabella Gibbons for the Pies. Rob.
Gibbons. Nice long kick. Got all Deloraine around the footy though. It's just going to be tough on a wet weather day when you've got all those numbers around the footy just to try and get the ball out. Umpires picked the free kick out. It's a Deloraine one. Taken in by Mitchell Grimer. Plays on. Kicked it straight to the Scottsdale player and Isabella Gibbons, back from whence it came. Gibbons loads up, kicks into the player on the mark. Opportunity here for the Roos. Ball bobbling around there. Phoebe Barnett leading the race.
Oh, she's hurt.
I hope she's okay. Clash your heads,
first
maybe.
there. I think so.
Clash your heads. Barnett getting up, holding onto her head. She's out of the way there now as the Rucks do battle. Mitchell Grimer had a player behind her. Ross found a free kick there, and that's going to be Deloraine's way. So, dangerous part of the ground for them here. Just on 50. Sends it long.
Over the back. Good mark.
Read the ball really well there, did the Scottsdale defender and Isabella Gibbons. Played really well last week. All bobbling around, towed forward there. Roos looking for an opportunity. Scottsdale got a little bit of time. Belted out of there by Leicester. Kicks to open space. Whitehead leads the race. Beautiful pick up. Little short pass just over the head of a teammate. Scottsdale, all the numbers around the footy. Krushka on a run. Belts that long, back towards the centre of the ground. Hits Hines, can't quite complete the mark. Through Mitchell Grimer's hands, paddles it forward.
She's got some repeat entries here, Rob, for Deloraine. I think it's their best little patch of the game so far.
Yeah, it is. And it goes in with what you're saying, Dave, about perhaps this is the scoring end.
Yep.
It certainly doesn't look to be any breeze of any significant note favouring it. But
do you want a bit of meteorology?
Yeah, give us a bit of
meteorology.
meteorology.
I think we're right in the middle of a low at the moment. So we might be on the back side of it. So we might be getting a southerly breeze at the minute, which will favour the end to our right here.
I'll tell you what, how lucky are we to have a commentator that knows the weather as well as Dave Moore.
Absolutely.
Through the middle of the ground, Whitehead unloaded as she's got rid of it. Umpire will pay that downfield, you'd reckon. It was a pretty hard hip and shoulder after she got rid of the footy. It looked like Bridie Mather, who's unloaded her. Umpire's paid that one downfield. It looks like it's in the hands there of Taylor Smith. Gives it off by hand. Opportunity here for the Roos. Roos player there in front. Estia Chilcott juggled it, couldn't quite complete it. Gave the Scottsdale defenders time to get around it. And the ever reliable Isabella Gibbons in there.
It's caught.
Good tackle from
Gibbons, yep. Gibbons kicks up the wing. Bouncing footy. Is that player Whitehead again. Pumps it inside 50. Chance here for the Roots. Kick towards full forward. Over the back. Chance here for Seth Cameron. Has she got the recovery? She's leading the chase. She picks it up. Oh, gets around. Evades about 3 opponents. Kicks to the goal square. Opportunity. Almost a mark there to Georgie Bowman, who's now on top of the ball, and she does the right thing. Holds it up right in the middle of the goal square. So a lot of players around the contest. Can somebody get a quick kick towards goal here for the Kangaroos? Scottsdale defence holding resolute.
Still dangerous, in a dangerous spot. They've got the numbers around the footy. The Pies comes out. Quick kick forward there. Oh, last line of defence. Beautiful goal-saving mark taken there by Krushka. Ball still in a dangerous position. Gibbons again. Had a heap of it this term. Whitehead goes for home. Does the skipper. Shepherd it. Oh, wrong side of the post. Just didn't get the bounce that she wanted. Beautiful kick there. She strikes the ball so well, doesn't she, Dave? Does
Absolutely.
Alex Whitehead?
Just a highly skilled player. Gets distance. Look at metres gained today. I reckon she's probably leading that stat. Greaves, what about the inside 50s at the moment?
Deloraine had a bit of a run there. They've got 4 inside 50s to Scottsdale's 1 this quarter.
Okay. So it might indicate that breeze advantage we were just talking about. You hear it in the effects mic. Getting up a little bit. It's 4 points. Sorry, what is it, Greaves? 3 points to 2 at the moment. So Scottsdale leading. G bursting through there is Stevenson. Handballs it off to Estia Chilcott towards goal. Chilcott offline, scores a level. 3 behinds apiece. Rob Soward.
Yeah, and they've had a couple of opportunities. Probably I wouldn't say as gilt-edged as the Scottsdale ones, but dominated territory. Scottsdale bring it back in on the far side. Sophie Harrison, long kick out of defence. Mark taken there by Whitehead. She's going to give the Roos another look at it inside 50. Doesn't sort of set herself up. Opportunity. Scottsdale numbers around the footy. Hall turns, weaves, bobbles, goes back to Harrison. Belts it out again. Roos are set up beautifully there on that 50 arc, and that's why they're getting those repeat injuries. Looked like a throw. Umpire said no, play on. Towed off the ground by Hogarth for the Magpies. Ball's worked its way up to the wing position. Beautiful tackle. Holding the ball, says the umpire. And the Deloraine player on this occasion in Rebecca Dornoff. Isn't that a good Deloraine name, Dave?
Is indeed. Yeah, Lockie Dornoff was coach here at one stage. I think he's at Avondale this year.
He is.
Over the back here, chance for the Kangaroos. Heavy tackle laid. And the umpire said a bit high though. So it will come back to Krushka. That's a good first involvement this quarter. Had a massive first quarter. Kicks towards the wing. Plenty of Magpies there. No one can take the mark. Picked up there by Mason. Can't get effective possession. Oh, gee, is that almost a sling tackle there? Umpire says no, just a good hard tackle. As they're handing the ball back to the umpire there is Brianna Doohan, number 17. And I see that number 44 in the back of that Scottsdale player. I think of Jamie Dennis back in the day, Rob.
Yeah.
Just a little flashback there for the older viewers. Almost picked up there. Yes, it is now. Beautifully handball away by Chilcott. Inside 50 there from Mitchell Grimer. Right on the chest of the teammate. And it's the number 27, Phoebe Barnett. Now, no shot is easy in a day like this. What do you reckon? Oh, no, she's laid it off here. She'll play it all by herself. OST Chilcott drops the mark. Has the recovery. Can they get a snap on goal? They can, and that is a goal. The first goal of the game to Hannah Mitchell-Grimer, who followed up with good work. I thought they might have brought themselves undone there, Rob, but they had the numbers around the contest, 3-1, and they won out in the end, and a good finish there from Mitchell-Grimer.
Yeah, quality player, Hannah Mitchell-Grimer. I mean, obviously representative player, premiership player, actually for South Launceston and also for Deloraine last year, but well-worked passage of play there by the Roos. They've had some dominance, as Dave Gruber shared with us this quarter, and reward for effort.
Another famous name in Northern Tassie football, Grimer.
Yeah, it's great going through these. We'll probably touch on that through the game, but 44, as you talked about, Alex Hall, Jamie Dennis's daughter.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah, Jamie's daughter. So
I said that without knowing that. There you go.
Yeah, so just didn't that number do some great things over the years?
Okay,
in
it
the black and
explains the
white?
number then. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. I didn't realise that.
And free kick there on this occasion. Ella Stingle, Magpies looking to bounce back. Another good Scottsdale name. I wouldn't mind $1 for every Stingle that's worn the black and white over the years. Umpires picked the free kick out. It's going to go the Roos' way. Got a nice bit of dominance in the last little while. Rory Williams gives it off. Got a teammate out there all by herself in Estia Chilcott. Good Deloraine name. Chilcott goes inboard.
She playing in the seniors for the men.
Absolutely. Long ball here, just on the fringe of 50. And that's a strong mark. She's bobbed up with a couple of good marks, Phoebe Barnett. Goes inboard.
Nice
Got a
kick.
teammate all by herself. And all of a sudden, they're looking dangerous, the Deloraine Kangaroos. By foot quickly moves it on. They've got players everywhere. And she's kicked at the only player near the footy in black and white. So it's come undone at this stage. That forward foray was a nice mark taken there by Samantha Timperon. Deloraine have got it back. Opportunity. Opportunity. And they've kicked a goal. Another one to the Roos. Says Cameron. So when we talk about good Deloraine names, there's another one. But what a really great passage of play this has been for Deloraine. We play a quarter and a half, Nelly. No goals, 2 goals in 2 minutes.
They've just dominated this quarter. Dave Gruber inside 50s for the second quarter here.
Oh, 6 to Deloraine, just the one still to Scottsdale early on. Clearances, Deloraine have had 5 to Scottsdale's 3. Free kicks 4 each this quarter.
And the 2 marks inside 50 as well.
Yep.
So, yeah, good quarter here from Deloraine. Gee, and I tell you what, 2-3, 15 to 3 behind, 2-goal lead. Not too shabby.
It's significant on a wet day. So
5 minutes left, 5.5 minutes left, Rob.
Yeah, they'll certainly want to stem the bleeding here, you'd think. It's only a couple of goals, but in the context of things...
they need the next one, the Magpies.
They do. They're going to come away with it. Nicely done there on this occasion. That was Krushka. She's going to have to lift. She was terrific in that first term. Had an absolute mountain of it. Stevenson. Tackled there by Alex Hall. That was Whitehead, 2 captains. The Pies going to ball it up. So as Dave Moore said, the Pies need the next one, you'd think. Trying to get the ball away. Just lots of bodies around the footy. Just classic wet weather footy here today. Wonder too whether that physicality won't take a toll. So the fittest side, Dave, you think's going to benefit in the long run?
And I think with the 16-player aside and these big grounds, certainly in that last quarter, fitness does play a big part.
Towed forward by the Roos. Opportunity again. Cameron, the goal scorer a moment ago. Just kicks out one. It's going to Jonathan Thurston special. Look to find touch. Just that player tackled. Umpire says that's mine. Might have been shades of holding the ball.
I like the agility of Sess Cameron for a player her size. Very good below the knees.
Yeah, she certainly is. She's a tall option. So good below the knees. Krushgar comes away with it, belts it back towards, she's like 2 kicks. Yeah, she's really, really good good on the by foot. Georgia Hogarth, haven't seen a lot of her. They need to. She's a very important forward in their forward makeup. Maybe not a day built for her, being a taller player, but still, she's in under that one, so involved in a couple of passages there. Moved out quickly by Whitehead, back towards the middle. Hall underneath it where she usually is. Gets it out. Scottsdale trying to clear the area. They've got runners there ready to go. Deloraine just shut that down. We
were talking before, Rob, about the Scottsdale and Deloraine surnames. Not only can you relate them to the area, you used to be able to relate the surname to the town. Right. Leander or Chudley or Ledgerwood or, big families in some of those towns.
Yeah, and it's a great point. They're both very proud traditional country clubs, that's for sure. I had a look in the Deloraine club rooms earlier there, Dave. Brought back some memories of when they played in the Esk Association when I was a young boy playing mini-league for Evandale back in 1847.
As we've got another stop, it used to confuse me a bit because Deloraine used to play in the Esk Association, and there was actually a Deloraine Association as well.
There was, yeah.
Red Hills and Chudley and Meander, etc.
That's right. Yeah, the halcyon days of country football.
Yep.
The Roos take it away. Tackled, I reckon that's holding the ball. Umpire agrees with me. Great tackle on that occasion there by Brodie Kate Mather. He's had an interesting battle with Mitchell Grimer so far in the ruck. Moves it on quickly. Got a teammate there by herself. That's okay. Good look at it here. Alani Nichols. Talk about Scottsdale names. Nichols heads for home. All blue and white jumpers around it though. Off the ground, Hogarth's in there threatening. Opportunity on goal!
She got it. 25.
Pull the triggers, and that's a much-needed goal. Michaela Binns.
Yep.
Dave Moore summed it up beautifully. Much-needed goal there, Dave.
Yeah, and just as we talked about her in the first quarter, experienced player. She hasn't seen much of this quarter, as it's been parked a lot in the Deloraine attacking 50, but she got an opportunity there, and that was a tough shot on goal. It might even get a little bit of a nomination goal of the week. I'll just write that one down with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, it was a really important goal and a lovely goal from distance. So, sort of, if you're Scottsdale, you don't want Deloraine to score again.
They just needed that one, didn't they? Because 3 goals to zip would have been a big margin.
Yeah, absolutely. Long way to come back. Towed forward here by the Roos. Scottsdale player slips at the crucial time. Ball in dispute. Beautifully picked up there by Krushka. Does it all. Her evasiveness. And she picks that football up. Paddles it in front of her. Rainbow nudged off it. Ball comes out. Mitchell Grimer sends it to the arc of 50. That's a beautiful Mark Courage running back there. Brodie Kate Mather. Her direct opponent dropping back as good ruckmen do. Sends it back and almost picks Whitehead out as if she thought she was a teammate. She's been really important this quarter, has the Deloraine skipper. Minute to go. So you'd sort of reckon with Krushka holding the ball here, this is Scottsdale's last foray. They won't want to turn it over at this part of the ground. Got the numbers to get it out. Deloraine shut it down, bottle it up, keep it in there, so that could be it. And this is a quick play forward here to the Kangaroos.
I've got to ask that when the camera was in that position, that's recognised Deloraine Hotel as one of the Kangaroos' sponsors this year.
Fantastic to see the local establishments getting behind their sports teams. Ball inside 50, dangerous position here. Scottsdale will not want to concede. They get a lot of bodies around the footy, which they do so well. Very well organised, the Magpies' defence. They shut that down. So without that support, Dave, as you said, the Deloraine Hotel, the country clubs struggle, don't they?
Absolutely. With 10 seconds left, so let's call it here into half-time. Trying to get away there was Baxter. Short blast of the siren, right near our effects mic, and that's half-time. As Groobs tallies up his different stats there, and looking at the score, it's 3-2-20 Deloraine. Scottsdale 1-3-9. Oh, I'm just realising my timer is making a sound.
We'll go again. We'll just do a quick score check on that again. It's 2-3
2-3 to 1-3.
2-3 to 1-3. So we'll quickly revisit the Dave's 7 a nightmare with the timer.
Get out to shut the thing up. I'll turn off the sound on the computer. There we go.
So for Deloraine, the 2 goal scorers, Hannah Mitchell-Grimer and Cess Cameron. And for Scottsdale, that much-needed goal to Michaela Bin. So as we head into half-time, we'll have a little break from commentary. Set up beautifully for second half. 2-3-15 to 1-3-9.
Did we get your stats, Groups?
No, not yet.
No, okay. We'll do it at the back end of half time.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
No
We'll
worries.
take a little break and we'll be back with you shortly. Whitehead goes for home. Does the skipper. Shepherd it. Oh, wrong side of the post. Just.
Bursting through there is Stevenson. Handballs it off Estia Chilcott towards goal. Chilcott. Line scores a level. 3 behind it is now. Beautiful handball away by Chilcott. Inside 50 there from Mitchell Grimer. Right on the chest of the teammate. And it's the number 20. What do you reckon? Oh no, she's laid it off here. She'll play it all by herself. Estia Chilcott drops the mark. Has the recovery. Can they get a snap on goal? They can. And that is a goal. The first goal of the game.
Done at this stage, that forward foray. Was a nice mark taken there by Samantha Timperon. Deloraine have got it back. Opportunity! And they've kicked a goal! Scottsdale names. Nichols heads for home. All blue and white jumpers around it though. Off the ground, Hogarth's in there threatening. Opportunity on goal!
She got it. 25.
Pull the triggers and that's a much.
I'm not actually saying, do you want something?
Dad, it's nearly time for holiday program.
All right, I suppose I can drive you. Yes.
Have you had any lollies today? One packet. Lolly, any lolly? One lolly. Do you want a watermelon packet? You sure? So how many consumes? And the sauce? And juice. But you need to get something too. Okay, I will.
You can hear the enthusiasm and the effects mic here at Deloraine. Rob Soward, Dave Moore, Dave Gruber and Tony Webb bringing you what's been a pretty tight encounter so far. Just checking that halftime score. Scottsdale 1-3-9, Deloraine 2-3-15. With all those goals in a little patch there in the second quarter. So I got into the Deloraine rooms at half-time on my way, stretching the legs around the ground, and certainly the enthusiasm and happiness from the Deloraine coach was there, Dave. They were very, very pleased with their intensity and endeavour and just focusing on making the more of those opportunities that they're creating.
See what happens in the second half, Greg. So we'll get through some half-time stats just as we have some stoppages early on. You got a couple for us there, straight up?
Here it's the half-time. Deloraine just ahead there, 20-16. Clearances, Deloraine ahead as well, 17-13. Inside 50s, 13-11.
We'll get through the other half in the next stoppage. Over to you, Rob.
We call it the Premiership quarter, and it's going to be a big one here in the Roos. Get the first clearance. Heading towards 50, Cameron bobbles it. The last goal scorer for the Roos. Handball higher than it goes further. Real classic weather footy, just bobbled inside 50. Barnett falls over. Player caught with it. Umpire says that's a free kick, and that's an opportunity here very early on for Cess Cameron.
Impressive in the first half, Rob.
Yeah, she did, and it's interesting, when stood down in the rooms there, she's really tall. She'd have to be close to 6 foot in the old money. Cess Cameron moves in, strikes it nicely, does a bit of work across it, and she got a bit on it, but pushed it across the face of goal, so that's a behind.
Chance to get through the other half of your stats to half-time groups.
Marks inside 52 each. Intercept marks, Scottsdale 8. Deloraine have taken 5, and free kicks 11 for Scottsdale and 8 to Deloraine.
A well umpired game, Rob, so far.
Yeah,
They've done a good job.
Very well umpired. They do a good job, the umpires. Scottsdale looking to bring it out, and that's another nice mark. Cess Cameron really stamping herself on this one. Couple of good marks, couple of good things. A goal, creating another opportunity. It's all Scottsdale at the back there. Harrison drops what she should have taken. Caught, gets it away. One-handed hand pass there. Umpire says play on. Jeremy battles around. Just it's a little toe on it. And passed into danger. Scottsdale got numbers around it. Bit of an all in there. And umpire says that's mine. Lots of bodies around the footy. Deep inside the Deloraine forward 50. Early stages the third quarter. They're up by 7. Taken out of the air. Mitchell Grimer. Cameron again, mixed in the mix.
Good tackle.
Great tackle.
Is it Alex Hall there?
Looked like Alex Hall.
Yep.
Number 44. That famous number. Ball up. No one claims that one. Mather gets it out. Another rolling maul.
Got a major challenge this quarter, Rob, is to get through my bucket of chips whilst commentating. So.
What I'll do is I'm not going to throw you under the bus either when I see you've got a mouthful.
Glance at it. I'm having one now, so keep going.
I'll keep a bit of an eye out on you, Dave, there with it through the peripheral vision. Hall comes away with it. You just see there's lots of numbers around the footy, and that's going to make it really hard. I was having a chat to an old schoolmate, believe it or not, in the Deloraine rooms at three-quarter time. His daughter, Georgie Bowman, plays here at Deloraine, and he was just telling me about that game last week. He just said South swamped them. So they've certainly bounced back well today from that, have the Deloraine Roos. The top side on the ladder, 4 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. They've certainly had a good start to their season. Coming away with it, looking to create something. Heads inside 50 to Stevenson. Stevenson, touched on the line, I think.
That's through.
No, it's a goal. Great work. Number 23, Lawrence Stevenson. So, just the start that Deloraine wanted. They move on to 3-4-22. Scottsdale 139.
That was a tough shot from the pocket. And as I said, just writing down a few goals of the day here. I know the AFL Tas social media team do a great job collating those, and that's one I think I'll put forward because that was a really tough shot. Set it up, Breeze caught it, and it just must have been a millimetre over the line.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to tell from here, but beautifully adjudicated. Goal umpire right on the spot, and just the start the Roos wanted in this third term.
Back in the middle. 2 ruckmen go at it. Be a taped up nose there, I think, for number 15 there in Taylor Smith. I'll have to get a closer look at that. It's going to be a secondary ball up. Binoculars up.
And she has got the tape on, has Taylor Smith.
She copped a knock on the snoz in that first half. Up we go again. Smith wins the tap. Does pretty well. They might bring it away here, Scottsdale, through the agency of Doohan. She's caught. Somehow it emerges. There's Alex Hall. Tackled. Is that a sling tackle? I think that's how the umpire's seen it. No, holding the ball. No, it was right the first time. So the Magpies, a nice little fake there to get around. Gets good distance with the kick up here towards half forward. That's Taisha Hines there. Might have been grabbed without it, Rob.
Yeah, I think so.
Free kick.
Promising forward foray here for the Pies. Opportunity. Drives it inside 50 in the Irwin direction. Irwin picks it up, toes it forward. Deloraine set up at the back, just toes it off the ground. Opportunity here again for the Magpies. Heads goalwards. All Deloraine around the 40. Toe forward. It's a goal. Fantastic work, Georgie Hogarth. Well, she's a terrific athlete, Hogarth, in terms of her aerial ability, but her ability off the ground there, Dave Moore. Fantastic goal.
Yes, and it's a really close contest now. This one could go down to the wire. And what have we got the score there, Gribbs? It's now
3 goals 4 to Deloraine to 2 goals 3.
Yep, so goal apiece in this quarter. That's the one they needed just to keep in touch, the Magpies. But yeah, good movement through the centre of the ground. And a good finish there off the ground. Soccer style, Rob.
Yeah, it was the theme of the week with all of the happenings in the world of soccer. PSG 5-0 in the Champions League final. Ange Postecoglou sacked. It's all happening. Ball back in the middle. Towed forward by Deloraine. There trying to keep the ball moving. That was Georgie Bowman. Another quick kick forward there by Holly Beaumont. Ball bobbles inside 50. Cameron picks it up. High tackle. Umpire says no. Scottsdale player underneath it there. Want to be careful they don't get pinged with it, but the umpire said no, that'll be a ball up just inside 50. Deloraine into attack. Great close game between two really good sides. Belted forward there by the Roos. Lots of bodies around the footy. Cameron, again. The umpire said holding the ball. A little unlucky perhaps. Harrison. Belts it out of there, goes long. Umpire says a push out, which I think was pretty obvious. Like I said, it was almost a World Wrestling Entertainment won that one, right in the back. Deloraine move it on quickly. That was Baxter. Mark taken on the point of 50. I think that's Mitchell Grimer, is it?
Yep.
Mitchell Grimer heads for home, long kick. Beautiful kick of the footy. All Scottsdale at the back. Jeremy on a run. Caught. Oh, holding the ball.
Yep.
Fantastic pressure there from the Deloraine Rouge. Just terrific. If you're going to go for a run there as a defender, you are going to want to make sure you get away with it. Goes back inboard.
Oh.
Risky. Whitehead.
Yes.
Caught. Holding the... Oh, no.
Just
umpire tricked me there. He was all prepared for the big holding the ball, and he just sends the ball up.
She just took a step, and the umpire said play on, and probably no prior because she was caught straight away.
Ball on that 50. Deloraine deep into attack. Cameron. Slung as she kicked it. Pies come away. Dangerous. A lot of pressure. Round the footy. Oh, they quickly get the kick out of there. Heads back towards the Hall direction. She's outmarked on this occasion. And that's Whitehead. Whitehead sends it inside 50. Ball bounces on the 50 to Chalk. Come away with it. Loads up there. I think that was Barnett. Offline. Out of bounds, I should say. Scottsdale ball. It's a flurry here for Deloraine at the moment, Dave Gruber. How many inside 50s the Rouge way?
Yeah, they've had 4 this quarter now. The Scottsdale's 1, which they got a goal from. And had all the clearances, 5 so far this quarter.
Okay, they're getting on top around the contest. There's Alex Hall. Tackled to the ground. Whitehead emerges. Tries to find an outlet. She does. Gets it over there towards Taylor Smith. Over the back. Cameron pressing her opponent. Stevenson's in there. Those two work well up forward, Lauren Stevenson and Seth Cameron. And they do provide good targets when they go forward for the Kangaroos. From the ball up, Mitchell Grimer gets it away. Snap on goal. That was the number 3 there for Deloraine, Estia Chilcott, but she was offline. One behind. Deloraine now. Well, we've got 3 goals, 5 groups, 23 to 2-3-15. Sorry, Rob.
No, you're right.
You want me to keep going? I'll keep going for a second.
No, you're right.
You're right.
Scottsdale bring it back in. Tigers up 3-2-20. 1-1-7. Blow the siren, I say, Dave Moore. In that AFL clash today at the MCG, Richmond and Sydney. Umpires found a free kick downfield. Bit of push and shove. Just waiting to see what's going on there. Player with the footy is Lauren Stevenson, who kicked the last goal. So we'll see what Lauren's got in a range-wise here. We'll have a good look at this. Certainly kicks the ball very well, so I'm liking her from here. Accuracy will be the thing. Certainly no trouble with the distance. Hits the post. Ooh. So unlucky on that occasion for Stevenson. Kicked a good goal. We mentioned earlier, going to the draw for goal of the week. But, another behind there to the Rouge. And what's the score this?
3 goals 6 to 2 goals 3.
So still a close one. You wouldn't want to concede the next goal if you're the Magpies, though, because it's a long way home. Wet weather footy when you're a couple of goals down. Boundary throw in, deep into the Deloraine forward line. So they're having some trouble, Scottsdale, getting the ball out of there. See what can happen now. Umpire throws it in. Mitchell Grimer. A great battle with Mather. Come away with it here. Mitchell Grimer gets it back. Puts it out of bounds on the full. It's been a good battle, that one, Dave. Mitchell Grimer and Mather in the ruck for their respective sides.
Absolutely. It's not a great day for ruckman to get effective taps, being so slippery, but they've both done a great job. It's a kick out now from the back pocket. Oh, it's a torpedo of sorts. Straight in the chest of Cameron, who's had a massive game so far. Couple of kicks out from goal. Centres it. They got a target? No, they haven't. And out taking the mark there is Mather. So Mather, taking a time, will be invited to play on now. The umpire and our effects mic kicks up the wing. That's a nice mark again to Cameron. My goodness. She's great overhead. I must say, identical position to her last kick. She puts herself under pressure. Kicks to 30 metres out from goal. Alex Hall is there. She's caught by one arm. Trouble. Gone. And it's Seth Cameron's partner in crime up there, Lauren Stevenson. Those two have been great in that forward 50, getting possessions and also tackling hard.
Yeah, they have, Dave, and they're providing a nightmare for the Scottsdale defenders, who do defend very, very well as a unit. I made that point last week in the game against Launceston, but they're creating all sorts of headaches at the moment too, Stevenson and Cameron. Stevenson's moving in for her second goal of the day. Who strikes it beautifully. Doesn't look like any problems at all. Doesn't quite get the trip. Towed out. Still in play. Scottsdale looking to clear the area. Won't want to kick it back to Cameron, I wouldn't think. Looks like it's going to go over her head. Mitchell Grimer comes in to bust that up. Comes out by hand. Nicely done there, Lehman. Boundary line wins out on that occasion. A name we haven't called much this quarter is Krushka. She is absolutely pivotal if the Magpies are going to get back in this. Dominant player in the first quarter. Didn't see as much of her in the second and hardly sided her in the third. So she needs to be throwing a magnet on the ball if I was the coach, I reckon. Just letting her run at it, and you can see her there near the stoppage. Boundary throw in. We might have that one again.
Free kick.
Free kick. No, ruck infringement. And that's going to be taken here by Taylor Smith, who just sends that long. Scottsdale again, well organised at the back. Jeremy Harrison in there.
Free kick. They're getting the free kicks at the moment, Rob. Stevenson with it.
They are.
What's your Coke can there, Groups?
Yep.
There it is. You got it.
It's nearly empty.
Oh, that's all right. I was worried. Stevenson kicks it towards half forward, over the back, off hands. They might clear it out here. Scottsdale through Simons. Whistle on play in the back play. It's got to come back. It might have been as the ball was kicked instead of after. So it's coming back here to number 11 for Scottsdale and Michaela Lester. She's going to go the far side of the ground. It's good distance with a kick. Over there looking for and finding Diane Mason. Only the way inside 50 this quarter for Scottsdale.
Yep.
They scored a goal through it. Over the back. Kicked away by Baxter. Loose footy. Players run on it from all directions. Nice pick up. Nice turn as well there from Bowman. But she kicks it back down the throat there of a Scottsdale defender.
Scottsdale just not able to get the ball past their half forward line at the moment. All roos around the footy. As we said earlier on, the fitness will become a factor in such a hard physical encounter, which this is. Working hard on that wet ground. Just outside the Deloraine 50. Off hands and inside 50. Roos looked to clear. Umpires picked out a free kick. It's going to be a Deloraine ball. Stevenson again. No. Pumped in. And that's a mark taken. I think that is Stevenson, actually. Look a bit similar at a distance, but that is Stevenson. She's had a terrific quarter. Kicked a goal, hit the post. Had another one that just got belted in off the line. Stevenson moves in. Distance won't be an issue, I wouldn't think. No, just off hands on the line. So another off hands behind for Deloraine. Extends their lead.
1 goal forward to 1 goal straight this quarter. They've had a fair bit of the footy out from fullback now. Ball's been camped in that attacking 50 for Deloraine. We get Grubbs' sheet 9 inside 50 to 1 this quarter. Another whistle on play here. Free kick from the marking contest. It's going to go back in again. And the free kick taken here by number 16, who is Dakota Dahan. Well, good looking kick, but might work out okay. Half 40 comes Krushka. Just gets away from the contest with ease. Kicks to the middle of the ground, over the top. Here's a chance for the Magpies. Do they have the numbers? No, they don't. Whitehead's got it. Kicks to the wing. Lovely kick to position. Yeah, good foot skills there. And the mark taken by Mitchell Grimer.
Mitchell Grimer sends it long. And that's the thing with these players. If they've got a good leg on them, it's almost worth 2 kicks. Ball moves backwards. Quick high kick. Oh, Mark dropped on 50 there. Another inside 50 to the Roos.
How long to go, Grubbs?
What have we got, 3?
3, yep.
3 minutes to
No,
go.
it's a bit less than that. I forgot to start the clock.
Okay, no.
Quick
1 minute 20.
1 minute 20.
Quick gather by Whitehead. We're in the shadows of three-quarter time. Ball in dispute just outside the Deloraine 50. And Krushka, hardly sided this term, comes away with it, loads up. Needs to hit a target, you'd think. Ball bobbling around. Binns, goal, kicked a good goal early, as did Hogarth. She's in there as well. Hall. Hogarth Deloraine, great tackle. That was Karina Baxter. Geez, that's a State of Origin Rugby League tackle, that one, Baxter. She wasn't going anywhere, Hogarth. Great tackle on that occasion by the Deloraine player, and certainly saved an opportunity on goal, that's for sure.
40 seconds.
Probably think that Scottsdale the only side that can score from here, taken out of the ruck on that occasion by Mather. Time clock's going to beat him, I think, unless they can get a quick takeaway here. Lots of bodies around the footy, so you think that'll be difficult to achieve. Real rolling maul stuff. Opportunity here for the Pies. They'll need a mark, you'd think. Ball beats everyone. Umpire's found a free kick. Deloraine's way, so unless Whitehead does something silly here, that'll be three-quarter time, you'd imagine. There it is. Three-quarter time here at the Country Oval at Deloraine. Rob Sauer, Dave Moore, Dave Gruber. And we will check the scores and go through the goal scorers. Quick score check over to you, Dave Moore. Have you got the score there?
Yep, finished with chips. Deloraine, 3 goals, 7, 25. They lead Scottsdale 2-3-15. At 12 points of difference.
Goal kickers for Deloraine. We've got Hannah Mitchell-Grimer, Lauren Stevenson and Cess Cameron. For Scottsdale, we've got Michaela Binns and Georgie Hogarth as the goal scorers.
Reeves is just collating his stats, so we'll have a break, Rob, and we'll hear those when we come back.
Sounds fantastic. Classic weather footy, just bobbled inside 50. Barnett falls over. Player caught within the old money. Cess Cameron moves in. Strikes it nicely. Does a bit of work across it, and she got a bit on it, but pushed it off. They certainly had a good start to their season. Coming away with it, looking to create something. Heads inside 50 to Stevenson. Stevenson, touched on the line, I think.
That's through.
Now it's a goal. Great work. Number 23. Deloraine set up the back, just toes it off the ground. Opportunity here again for the Magpies. It's goalwards. All Deloraine around the 40. Toe forward. It's a goal. Fantastic work, George.
The Kangaroos. From the ball up. Mitchell Grimer gets it away. Snap on.
So I'm liking her from here. Accuracy will be the thing. Certainly no trouble with the distance. It's the post. So unlucky on that. Stevenson moves in. Distance won't be an issue, I wouldn't think. No, just off hands on the line. So another off hand.
Dad, it's nearly time for holiday program.
All right, I suppose I can drive.
Three-quarter time here at Deloraine, and Tony's head on the ground. Boundary rider. Two birds with one stone here. We're going to test our microphone and get Tony to have a bit of a look what's happening out there. Hello, Tony.
Hi, they're just doing a scare check there because obviously the girls have got it wrong on the scoreboard. How's that sounding, even if I'm pointing away from you?
Yeah, it's sounding good, Tony. How's the oval out there?
Yeah, what's it, what?
How's the oval out there?
Pretty good, as I said. She's a little bit squelchy in patches, but really in the grass area it's quite firm.
Yep.
It's just where you see a little bit of mud with the occasional bit of water nearby that you can feel it.
Tell us about the breeze.
It's sort of blowing cross ground. It will favour this end definitely.
Yep, the club room's end.
Town end might be best.
Town end, okay, good way to describe it.
And I'm not sure how you describe the other end. All right, Scotty. It's not much of a breeze, to be honest. It's more cold than having any great effect. So I don't think it will have an impact on goal shooting or anything like that.
No worries, Sam. We'll let you get some late news for the senior game, and we'll talk to you later.
All righty.
Thanks, Tony.
Let's just having a look at the Richmond Swans score. Dermot Presti's had 13 possessions in the first quarter, 3-4-22. Richmond 2-4-16 Sydney. So I reckon call the game off and we'll take the 4 points.
He's a bit of a forgotten man, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I certainly wouldn't mind winding the clock back and making him 24 and not in his 30s, that's for sure.
Groups, might as well do your stats here. We've come back on air earlier. We had to test our effects mic, our remote mic there with Tony, so we might grab your stats. Well, I'll turn you on first. Here we go.
Hit-outs to three-quarter time. Deloraine have 26, Scottsdale 21. Clearances, Deloraine 25 to Scottsdale 14. It was 8-1 that quarter,
Yes.
Deloraine's way, so they're getting on top there in the clearances. Inside 50s, again, Deloraine had 11 that quarter to Scottsdale's 1. So they've doubled Scottsdale for inside 50 now, 24-12. Marks inside 50, 5 for Deloraine, 2 by Scottsdale. Intercept marks, 9 from Deloraine, 10 from Scottsdale, and free kicks. Scottsdale have 17 and Deloraine 19.
So disparity has increased in that quarter, Rob. We look to 8-1 there for the clearances Deloraine's way, and inside 50s 11-1. So they had a lot of the footy, but only scored the 1 goal that quarter.
1 goal 4.
1 goal 4, yep.
Yeah, so you sort of felt they left a couple out there. We saw Stevenson hit the post and we had a couple of shots on goal that were touched on the line. So for their dominance, Deloraine certainly didn't get the reward, Dave, that's for sure.
Yep.
For me, if Scottsdale are going to win this game, they're going to need a really, really big turn from one of their co-captains, Deanne Krushka, who I think, was best on ground last week in that narrow loss to Launceston. Started the game here like a house on fire, but certainly not sided a lot in that third term. So I'm just having a look at where they're going to start her. I reckon she's across half back, is she? I can't see her in the... Oh, no, she's starting in the centre square. She's got to be around the footy, you'd think, for the Pies to win.
Last quarter. Don't forget we've got the men's game coming up later on City Park Radio and on the live stream. Go for it, Rob.
Rucks do battle, Smith and Mather. Krushka, talked about her early, ridden into the ground. Umpire said no, that's okay. Deloraine are running to the right of screen. Once again do battle. Scottsdale trying to tidy up around the footy. Great pressure there from Deloraine. Scottsdale will come away with it. Hospital hand pass there, but that's okay. But Doohan was under a stack of pressure. Mark taken there for Deloraine, almost near the centre circles. Have a look at beautiful mark taken there. That was Krushka. There she is. She's got to put them on the back and carry them this quarter, you'd think. Goes out to the wing position. Players do battle there. Beautiful tackle. I reckon she's done. Great tackle. That was Ginia Taylor. Just did about the 720 with her there. Spun around twice. Ball's off the side of the boot. Luck's a fortune for Scottsdale though. Sits there well for Mather. The ruck drives it forward. Not her best work off the boot. Bowling around Stevenson. Short. Deloraine coming away with it here. High ball inside 50. Well, Deloraine player falls over there. I thought they might have been unfairly dealt with. Cameron, strength. Punch ball bobbling around in the air there. Good physical football. Umpire says that's mine. It'll be a ball up about 35 metres out from the goal, Dave. It's do or die here, you'd reckon, for Deloraine. A goal here would make it hard for the Magpies.
Just a reminder, in the seconds earlier today, it was Scottsdale 3-6-24, Deloraine 2-7-19. So a couple of close games so far. Let's hope that is in the senior game as well. Here's a step on goal through Whitehead on the left foot. Bouncing. Wrong side. One behind. First score of the last quarter. So we've now got 3 goals. 8. 26 to 2-3-15.
Scottsdale move the ball back in quickly. Time clock is going to be their enemy here fairly certain and fairly shortly, unless they can do something with it. I think the boundary line will win out here, and it's okay. It'll be a chance to regroup. On this occasion and reset. So we'll see what is afoot here. All the key players are around it here for Scottsdale. They want to get it out. Nicely done there, Smith for Deloraine. She's done very well providing that chop out in the ruck there for Mitchell Grimer. It's going to go up again. And Mitchell Grimer around the footy. Mather and Smith, probably call that one a draw. Hall, Scottsdale, second effort, gets it forward. Ball's going to come out there. Whitehead loads it up, sends it inside 50. Over a teammate's head. Cameron involved there, as you'd expect. Harrison for Scottsdale comes away with it. Jeremy. Nicely done. Got to hit a target though. Can't just find open space. Scottsdale win that one. This is contest by contest at the moment. Just moving the ball forward for Scottsdale seems to be the challenge. Deloraine very well set up behind the footy.
From half forward. Good ruck hit out there in the Alex Hall direction. But it's the Kangaroos that have come inside 50. We know they're dangerous with these chaos balls. Running up to meet it there was Barnett. She's caught with the footy. No prize, says the umpire. Forces the stoppage, about 40 metres out. So I think Deloraine get another goal. It might be a bridge too far for the Magpies. Let's see. Krushka breaks tackles. Handball straight though to the opponent there. Snap on goal. This will bounce through. Yes, it will. And I reckon that was Phoebe Barnett, number 27. It was. And kicked a valuable goal. Good distance on the kick. Got a good roll and went through for a goal to Deloraine. And that's their fourth goal.
4-9. No, 4-8.
What, 4-8?
Yeah.
So four
goals, 8.
Yep.
To 2 goals, 3.
Rob.
Yeah, as you say, Dave, that might end up becoming a bridge too far for the Magpies, but great play there for Deloraine. Their pressure around the footy's been outstanding, and we've talked about Cameron and Stevenson in that forward line, but Barnett on that occasion got herself to the right spot and made every post a winner with her shot on goal. Ball back in the centre. Scottsdale have got a lot of work to do. They've kicked 2 goals in 3 quarters, so if they're going to kick 3 in 1 quarter, that's going to be a lot of work. Mitchell Grimer toes it forward. Scottsdale player in Krushka leading in the race. Umpire says that's mine. So, time ticking away. Mather and Smith. Krushka comes away with the Dodgers weaves, might be holding the ball. Umpire says no, she got it away just in time. Mather sends it through the hands of a teammate. Towed forward here by Hogarth. Just trying to get territory. Magpies an opportunity. Ball will bounce inside 50. Deloraine set up well behind it. Scottsdale players run into each other. Hogarth's in there again. Bottom of the pack. Scottsdale again working hard. They're getting the opportunities. Sent inside there by Binns. The goal kicked a good goal early. Shot on goal here. Is that going to bounce through? I think it'll stop, actually. That was Simmons. Almost picked off there across half forward by Scottsdale. Scottsdale player caught there. That was Rainbow. Sends it inside 50. Does Doohan. Ball just holding up there. Scottsdale just need to move the ball quickly, Dave, and get a shot on goal and try and set themselves up.
Yeah, they've got to really attack now as time is ticking down. 12 and a half minutes to go. Well, I might have that bit wrong. I think it's my clock stop anyway. Grooves might be able to quickly tell us.
You're pretty close. 11 and a half minutes.
11 and a half minutes ago. We'll have to rely on you now. My clock hasn't worked very well today, so it's out of the picture. So number 12 for Scottsdale's got it. That's Ellen Simons. Oh, attacked there from behind by the Deloraine player. Ghosted up on her. And caused now a stoppage at half forward for the Kangaroos. For the Magpies, actually. So up it goes. From the ruck contest. Little kick out there attempted by Rainbow. Second kick, not good. So it's out there from Whitehead. Tackle laid from behind on the Deloraine, on the Scottsdale player. Ball, says the crowd. Off the ground now from Whitehead. Gaining some distance. Back to Whitehead again. Third involvement. She got the handball back from Seth Cameron. Up here towards the last goal kicker in Phoebe Barnett. Can't win possession. Oh, Scottsdale player tackled. That is holding the ball. Great tackling. I think that might be Stevenson. She's a left footer. I reckon it is Stevenson. Yes, she is. So she kicks towards full forward. Over the back lurking is Cameron, but a good intercept mark taken there by Sophie Harrison.
Harrison's been resolute back there today for the Pies. Sends it forward. Mentioned her pre-game as one of the best defenders in the league, Sophie Harrison, and she's certainly given her all back there today. Deloraine looked to set up again. Whitehead punches it inside 50. Could have been a mark there, not quite taken by Sarah Walker. Sits around. It's all Deloraine at the moment, though. Gives it by hand. Holding the ball, I think. No, umpire had the whistle out. Put it away. Back to Whitehead. You can see how well they set up outside 50, Deloraine. And it's just repeat entries, and that just takes a toll. Whitehead moves it on quickly. And it's a quick kick, and that's going to pay off. That's Karina Baxter. Baxter goes back. Got a very crowded 50 in front of her. Sets it high. Looking for a marking option. Lots of Scottsdale bodies. Jerome will come away with it, but just punches it back to where Deloraine have the outnumber. They move it quickly. Well, Mark dropped what you should have taken on that occasion was Mitchell Grimer.
She could follow up tackle, Rob.
Yeah. If she ever makes a mistake, that's the thing you get from Hannah Mitchell Grimer. Her follow-up is just impeccable. Strong player.
On Krushka too. It's not an easy player to tackle.
No, that's a heck of a matchup. Krushka comes away with it. Heads back into the middle of the ground. Dangerous. Opportunity here for the Roos. Ball heads goalwards. Just couldn't quite snag the mark. Keeps it in play. Does Baxter. No, umpire says that's mine. Barnett, I should say, not Baxter. Time ticking away, though.
Inside 50s groups?
7 to Deloraine, just still the one to Scottsdale this quarter.
Roos come away with it. Ball bounces across the face, heading towards our commentary position. Bit of physical stuff around the footy. Scottsdale have the numbers. Ball sits there. Kelly tries to get her hands on it. Can't. Towed off the ground there by Walker. Towed forward there by Stingle for Scottsdale. It's a game of soccer. Picked up. Nicely done on that occasion. Deloraine. Opportunity.
Ooh, I think she had Pryor there.
I reckon she had Pryor and could have had a cut lunch. Unfortunately, on that occasion, Phoebe Barnett couldn't break the tackle and hurt a leg by the looks of things as a result of that strong tackle. The Scottsdale player going to run out of real estate here unless they move it on quickly. Mitchell Grimer.
Nice mark.
Read the play beautifully there. Dropped in front of Krushka. And Mitchell Grimer, that's a touch ball, I'd suggest. Ball bouncing around there, dangerous position. Another opportunity here for the Roos. Shot on towards goal. Should mark it. Oh, drops what they should have taken. Butters up. Opportunity. Barnett kicks the goal. Second goal, Phoebe Barnett. And you'd think that's it. That could be the sealer. Phoebe Barnett kicks the goal, which sends Deloraine on to 5-8-38. Scottsdale 2-3-15. Dave Moore. That could be the gate shut, horses bolted.
Forward line pressure, all about that situation, Rob. They just did not let Scottsdale emerge. They had the numbers around the footy. The usual suspects bobbed up there in that contest. And a good finish again by that number 27 there. Phoebe Barnett, 2 clutch goals in this last quarter.
Yeah, and I think it shows too, the repeat entries, as you say, but if you can't clear the area, you're just setting yourself up for trouble. And that's where Deloraine have really made their living today, just that second and third opportunity. And we're going to have another look at it inside 50 now. Bobbles inside 50. Scottsdale trying to set up. Whitehead been really good, the skipper today for Deloraine. Just behind a lot of their attacking forays.
I'll tell you what's important in these games, Rob. It's those one-on-one foot races.
Yeah.
You see a lot with 16 players in the big ground. Just reminds you of footy training yourself when the coach used to kick it out you and a mate.
Yeah.
And you had to be the first one to get it back.
Absolutely.
Well, you did 10 push-ups.
Yeah, I was all right. I was skinny and fast back then.
Okay, you won those ones?
Yeah. I probably couldn't have done a push-up either back in those days, so probably just as well. Scottsdale really desperately searching for something here, but you feel that it might be too little too late. That time clock, I'll get Dave Gruber to check us in a moment, but it's ticking away.
Yeah, 5.5 minutes just about.
Yeah, so they need 4 goals, which is going to be a bridge too far. We're almost into Lee Matthews territory. A goal a minute. Umpire says that's mine. We'll chew up some more valuable seconds. But it's been a great display from Deloraine, coming off that, fair to say, hiding last week against South, scoreless. But other than probably for the first half of the first quarter, they've looked the better side today, Dave Moore.
Absolutely. And they're finishing off the game well. We talked about fitness being important in this last quarter. Rob will check his Tiger score here as a beautiful little sidestep there from Stevenson, one of the best on the ground. Centering kick to the partner in crime there. They've been great inside 50. Sess Cameron takes the mark about 30 out. Just so impressed with the way those two work together. Two highly skilled players. And they move well inside that attacking 50, but lowered the eyes there, did Lauren Stevenson. And here's Seth Cameron now. This will definitely seal it. She kicks towards goal. And the umpire says it's 6 points. It's a goal there. It's her second to Seth Cameron. And she is a very impressive player, Rob Soward. We've talked about her today inside that attacking 50. A player of good size, but great agility. She got herself free there, but I love the pass there from Stevenson. Spot on. And, another goal to the Deloraine Kangaroos.
Yeah, they move on to 6-8-44, Scottsdale 2-3-15. But you've just summed it up beautifully, Dave, with Cameron. She's just so important for them. And she's got that match-up in Harrison as well, who is such a good defender. But Cameron's good below her knees as well. And I think that's where she's created those extra opportunities. They come away with it, though, through Krushka, the Pies. They're not done yet. Through the hands there from Hogarth. Trying to find something. Just Deloraine defended really well today too, which I'm sure will feature in their coaches' remarks when they do the review of this game. They've got some talent up for Scottsdale, so to hold them to a couple of goals, and you basically say, for over an hour's footy is a terrific effort. Umpires found a free kick there. It's going to be to Rainbow. Gives it off to Krushka. Shot goes across the face. Ran that arc, but the ball was always going to follow where a leg was, and that leg travelled across the body and across the goals. So they move on to 2-4-16, and they trial Deloraine 6-8-44. So 5 goals of difference.
How long to go, groups?
3 minutes left.
3 minutes. So in the dying minutes of this game, don't forget, 25 past 2 on City Park Radio, 103.7 and 96.5, and via the AFL Tas live stream. We've got Scottsdale and Deloraine's men's match. First time here at Deloraine. It's fantastic to be here. Great facility, great spot to watch the game from.
Anthony Clayton's looked after us here in the Deloraine committee. They've got us in a nice cosy little room to call the game.
Anthony will join us at half-time too in the senior game. Back to the game. As we wind in towards the last couple of minutes. Scottsdale handball. Player gets loose quite nicely there. The number 25 in Michaela Binns. Kicked a goal early in the game. Got some players down injured. Up towards half forward here. Last opportunity here perhaps for the Scottsdale Magpies to hit the scoreboard. Scrubby old kick out of defence. Players dive in. Kick to space. Running after it there for Scottsdale is Hogarth. She gets possession. Kick to the pocket, long way away from us here in our commentary position. Lots of players around the contest. Umpire, break it up. Ball it up. Going to hear the distinctive sound of stops on asphalt. Rob, can you hear that?
Yeah,
takes you back, doesn't it?
It does. The Deloraine boys running around to the rooms after their warm-up.
Yep. And smell liniment. The sound of stops on asphalt. Sounds of the game. We bring it here to you in the AFL Tas live stream. Number 17 for Scottsdale there. Brian O'Doon kicks towards the pocket. Out of play.
You get a feeling that 2 tough games in 2 weeks might have taken a bit of a toll on Scottsdale, because that game last week was just a tough physical game for 4 quarters. Warm day, but take nothing away from Deloraine today, though. They've been nothing short.
Yeah, they've bounced back, haven't they, from last week? We know there's some players out, but they've got their confidence back. The ball's now in the centre square. Pushing the back. Kangaroos free kick. Coming up there to Georgia Bowman. Kicks to the centre circles. Over the back there of Stevenson. Tracking it back there for Scottsdale is Jerome. Gets to Hall. Further on now to Mason. Can't get an effective possession. She chases after it, Mason. Dives on it. And we've got a whistle on play.
Umpire says that's mine. Time just ticking down. What have we got there, Dave Gruber?
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
This might be it, you'd think, unless they can clear this area.
Quick wrap up at the end, just to get ourselves ready for the men's game coming up very soon. Off the ground. Chasing it after there for Scottsdale is Sophie Harrison. Overruns it. Here's Cameron, one of the best on the ground. got caught with it, gets it again, forces her way through. Goes to a teammate. And that's full time here at the Deloraine Footy Oval in the NTFA Women's Premier League game. And in the end, Scottsdale were too good after quarter time. They took control of the contest. And final score, boys. I've been keeping track. What do you got, Rob?
6-8-44 to 2-4-16.
Okay, you got that, Grebs? 6-8
Yeah.
to 2-4.
6-8, 2-4.
So 28-point margin in the end.
Yep, quick score check of the goal scorers. So Cess Cameron and Phoebe Barnett, 2 each for the winners. Deloraine, Hannah Mitchell-Grimer and Lauren Stevenson with singles. For Scottsdale, Georgie Haygarth and Michaela Bin. So I guess tying that one up for mine, guys, it was just an all-round four-quarter performance from Deloraine. Very even team effort. I mean, they did have some players that we called a few times. We talked about the importance of Cameron and Stevenson in that forward line. We talked about Mitchell-Grimer around the ball, and she obviously had a job on Krushka after half-time. But a solid team effort. The role of Whitehead, we talked about her playing a really good skipper's role, Dave. Scottsdale, as I said, looked a bit flat after a tough game last week, but
started well.
Yeah, they did. Had plenty of tries, and those couple of missed opportunities early might have hurt them in just keeping that momentum going. They did butcher a couple of goals, but take nothing away from Deloraine. It's the Roos day today, and they've bounced back after a tough game the week before.
And Grooves, before we sign off, we'll just go through your stats quickly.
Hit-outs 37 to Deloraine, 27 to Scottsdale. Clearances, Deloraine 33, Scottsdale 24. Inside 50s, 34 times for Deloraine, 15 to Scottsdale. Marks inside 50, Deloraine 7, Scottsdale 2. Intercept marks, Deloraine 13, Scottsdale 12. And free kicks, 22 to Deloraine, 20 to Scottsdale.
Great, Grooves, and you've identified there some of the key stats Deloraine got on top. Thank you very much. We'll hear from you in the senior game.
Yep.
For the men's. And Rob, thanks for having me along in the women's NTFA Premier.
Fantastic. I might pack you guys up and take you everywhere with me. I think it's been great. Thank you so much for...
We might have another go at Windsor next week.
For your time and energies today, guys. We'll sign off here now as the Deloraine Kangaroos leave the Oval as the victors. Rob Soward on behalf of Dave Moore, Dave Gruber and Tony Webb signing off. Thanks for joining us.